Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, and tonight it is the Milwaukee Mile. This one's going to be a fun, exciting battle out here. The Milwaukee Mile, a 1 mile flat track, and yeah, there's always a little bit of chaos on the flat tracks. Cars tend to get loose coming out of the corner. This has, as you just saw, a very interesting pit road entry. Things could get very, very dicey out here tonight. 325 laps on a whoa! As Jeff Edgar does a little drift out. I think he's trying to pull an Austin Edwards there. A lot of big storylines here tonight as well, but before we get started talking to the drivers, take a moment, hit like, hit share, hit follow, hit subscribe, hit all those buttons. Make sure you hit share, invite your friends and family. Plenty of room in the stands for everybody here tonight. A big field tonight, 27 cars take to the track. There's going to be a lot of close racing, some side-by-side battles, and as always, a lot of strategy, a lot of excitement, and a lot of chaos. First big story of the night. Points leader Austin Edwards will start from the tail end of the field here tonight. This is going to be different for the points leader. Let's see if we can get a word with our points leader, Austin Edwards. Hey, Austin, it's Doug. You got me, buddy?
Yeah, I got you, Doug.
Hey, I have to say, this is an interesting situation. You're starting tail end of the field tonight.
Yeah, it's been a little while since I started at the back, Doug. You know, had a little bit of luck and some good speed at Iowa that came out to a win, and unfortunately made a classic rookie mistake on my part, not hitting the restart right, so Aaron caught me red-handed, put him to the back for this week, but I'm excited for this track. You know, Milwaukee's a real strange track. We're all slipping and sliding around here because it's flat and wide, and we're running these freaking boats we call street stocks, and it's been a lot of fun so far, but so far we got some good long-run speed, so we're just going to have to play it by ear and hope that we can get somewhere towards the front at least by the end of the night.
Flat track racing, one of the big things is always fuel strategy, and obviously you guys have had the setups and the strategy on point all season long.
Yeah, we've had it been going pretty good. I'm really excited for my teammate Kendrick Cryer up there, starting towards the front today. Built us a killer setup today. But as for us, you know, like you said, fuel strategy is a big part of these races, and we're starting from the back, which means we're by default put behind. So it's really hard to say what we're going to be able to pull off, but, you know, at the end of the day, we got to keep a good points night going and hope for the best from there.
Well, man, good luck tonight. Looking forward to an exciting race.
Thank you, Doug.
Look for Austin Edwards to be charging his way through the field here tonight. Our second driver to talk to here is going to be the owner of Stimulus Racing, the 3-car team, Adam Gilliott. Hey, Adam, it's Doug. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I am excited for this one, but obviously your team, one of the newest teams in XCAL, have put on quite a show since you guys have joined. So what is the future for Stimulus Racing?
Oh, I don't know. We just take it week by week, really. We all have a really busy schedule. We travel for work, and we just kind of race when we can. It's just fun to do every now and then, you know.
Last week was a bit of a rough one. I know you had a lot of contact early and had to make some a rather impressive comeback.
Yeah, some of that contact was definitely my fault. I was just being aggressive, trying to get up front early, and yeah, it was definitely my fault. But I mean, out here in XCAL, it's kind of kill or be killed. So I've been taken out in a lot of my races this year so far, from people being too aggressive and whatnot. So I mean, you just got to be aggressive sometimes and go for it. I mean, it's kill or be killed.
Well, man, it has been awesome watching the team. I see that Dad is not here tonight, but the two of you are early in the season. We saw the two of you guys really work your way through the field together. nose to tail about every week. Will we see that again here tonight?
Yeah, we're going to try to make something happen tonight here in the whip shop race. I don't know. We'll just kind of see how it plays out. We didn't really have much time for practice this week. Threw a setup together last night, and we'll see how it goes as the race goes on. Maybe make some adjustments, see if we can make it up there to the top 3 or so.
Well, man, good luck tonight. Your team has definitely put on one heck of a show since joining XCAL.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear it. We out here to have fun.
Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
Adam Gilliott, the fearless leader of Stimulus Racing, got a rough night ahead. Now to talk to our pole sitter, the Mad Bear himself, Matt Bear, our pole sitter tonight. Matt, your 7th career pole here tonight. A great start to the night for sure.
Yeah, brother. Gonna be a long one again. Another 3+ hour race. You gotta sit in, ride it out. It's gonna be a long one.
It is going to be a long one, but starting out front, especially on a flat track, is extremely beneficial.
Yeah, track position here tonight is going to be crucial. It's a majority 1-lane track, so it's going to be get in line and ride for the most part. Then you're going to have the pit cycles that are probably going to spread out some people a little more, get a little more room to maybe race a little bit. I really don't know how much racing we're going to get besides seeing runs off of corner exit and dive in on corner entry. So, I mean, it's tough to hold momentum up on that second line without getting too loose and overdriving it. So there's a fine line up there that you have to be careful with.
Well, man, good luck tonight. You've definitely put on a show all season long. Your strategy has been awesome. Your fuel mileage has been awesome. Hopefully, starting up front, all of it comes together tonight finally.
Thank you, brother. I just want to give a shout out to you guys and then everybody at the web shop that puts everything on for us week in and week out, and Butt Kicker again for coming on board with us for the All-Star race.
All right, buddy. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, man.
And finally, it is time to talk to the man, the myth, the man, the myth, the legend. Making his 40th start tonight is Floppa. Hey, Floppa, it's Doug. You got me, buddy? Floppa, it looks like you're muted there, bud. We may not be able to get a word with Floppa. Looks like Bronson's mic may be having audio issues here. Well, hopefully we will talk to Bronson after the race, as it is time to go racing from Milwaukee. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the moment everybody has been waiting for. It is time to go racing from the Milwaukee Mile. Matt Bear, the Mad Bear, and Noah Carpenter have the front row. Jeff Edgar and Kendrick Cryer starting on the second row. Devin Landry, Matt Pelletier on the third. Brent Mekas and Kyle McRecken Martin start on the fourth row. Sean Andrews and Alex Crapser rounding out your top 10. Flying Ryan Seams starts in 11th. Gerald Thanos Poole starting in 12th. Jim Johnson starting in 13th. Jose Godino in 14th. Adam Gilliott in 15th. John Friley in 16th. Sean Patrick starting in 17th with Derek Colson in 18th. Kyle Bartles in 19th and Jeremy Gilliott rounding out the top 20. Albie Ewan starting in 21st. Jonathan Bronson in 22nd. Joe Campbell in 23rd. Carson Barrett starting in 24th. Ryder Colgan back in the car this week in 25th. And Richie West of BRR fame starting in 26th. Austin Edwards, tail end of the field start tonight. He will start in 27th. Austin, a long way to go. If you have a favorite driver in the field, as always, drop in the comments. Let us know you're cheering for him. Awfully quiet in the comments so far tonight. Where is the Flying Ryan Seams fan club? Through 3 and 4, the iRacing pace truck gets ready to pull off. Matt Barrett, Noah Carpenter on the front row to start this. Pit road entry tonight is going to be interesting too. A lot of people can get that inside wall, but here we go. Green flag is in the air there, down and away at Milwaukee. A lot of side-by-side in turn 1. Matt Barrett managing to clear traffic, but side-by-side, a lot of side-by-side battling as guys trying to sort in. Not a lot of passing going on so far. Everybody trying to find some rhythm here in the early going. And we see a lot of slipping off the turns. We heard a couple of drivers talk about it in pre-race. Coming off the turns, these cars are loose. May see a lot of two-tire changes here tonight, as Carroll is out here cheering on Brent Meckes tonight. Brent currently in 7th. The Mad Bear out front, but look at this. Jeff Edgar looking for a move. He shoots to the inside. Jeff Edgar goes to the lead for the first time tonight. A great start for him. Top half of the field, almost all single file as they settle into the rhythm. Off turn 4, a lot of drivers sliding around. Alex Craps are losing ground early. Kyle Bartles, though, in the 7 car, up 5 spots already. Jonathan Bronson up 7 spots already. And Austin Edwards, who started tail into the field in the 18 car, up 10, now 11 spots into 16th place. Austin, though, a lot of ground to make up here tonight. Jeff Edgar does get a lap led here. Matt Bear staying in 2nd place. Matt pretty much gave him the position. This might be a fuel strategy move on the Mad Bear's part. As we've seen in recent weeks, Matt Bear playing that strategy game and the fuel mileage game a lot better. Flying Ryan Seams has cracked into the top 10, now up to 10th place. Tammy Seams cheering on Flying Ryan here tonight. Jim Johnson now up into 11th. Adam Gilliott in 12th. Austin Edwards in 16th has caught the back bumper of Floppa. Floppa already up 7 spots. Matt Bear has lost another position. Devin Landry has now moved up into 2nd. Matt Bear currently in 3rd. Now Matt Pelletier up to 4th. Kendrick Cryer in 5th. Kyle McRecken Martin has made his way up into 7th. Now Adam Gilliott has picked up 4 spots into 11th. Austin Edwards has gotten past Floppa and is now in 15th. Excuse me, got by Bartles. Floppa still just ahead of Edwards. Carson Barrett also starting to make his way forward, up 6 spots into 8th. John Friley, who started in 16th, in trouble early, has lost 11 spots and dropped to the tail end of the field. Richie West, the newest member of the XCAL Racing family from BRR, currently running in 26th. Everybody getting single file here in the early going. Drivers can make 45 to 55 laps on fuel. However, did hear that in the heat races, several drivers ran out of fuel on or around 50 laps in. This could get interesting as the race goes on. Don't forget to go check out the XCAL Racing web shop. Get all your favorite drivers' merchandise, including the Flying Ryan Seams Fan Club t-shirt. As Ryan looks to the high side on Adam Gilliatt, Gilliatt's going to clear on the bottom. Adam Gilliatt now sending it in under Sean Andrews. He's going to pick up a position. It'll be interesting to hear later in the race how these right rear tires are doing, as we have seen a lot of drivers sliding around, especially in practice. Jason, check out the Flying Ryan, or check out the XCAL Racing web shop, xcalracing.com/shop. They have a Flying Ryan Seams Fan Club shirt. Jeff Ager continuing to lead. Matt Bear looks under Devin Landry to back to second. Matt Pelletier in fourth, battling side by side with Landry. Landry going back. Several laps of single file, but now the tires are starting to wear and drivers are starting to battle. Kyle McRecken-Martin in the 51 car starting to make his way up to 6th now. Adam Gilliatt continuing to march forward. Very impressive for Gilliatt, considering, as he told us in pre-race, that car, they threw a setup at it last night. Very little practice, very little testing. Noah Carpenter started in 2nd place, now back to 8th. Not the start he wanted to have tonight. Brent Mekas now in 10th place after starting in 7th, as Ryan Seams comes back by to reclaim a top 10 position. And look who is right behind this battle. Austin Edwards started dead last, up 16 spots into 11th. As a matter of fact, Jason, it does say Flying Ryan on it. Hey, good evening, JR. How you doing tonight, buddy? Getting any sleep with that baby? Austin sending it to the bottom underneath Flying Ryan. Ryan Seams now in 12th. Brent Mekas now in 13th. Carson Barrett starting to gain some ground. He is up 8 spots into 16th. Jeremy Gilliatt up 2 spots into 18th. Kyle Bartles up 2 spots into 17th. After 16 laps here, though, the drivers really getting to the feel of their setups. This is when we'll start seeing some action. pit strategy will be huge here tonight. JR, that is the rumor, my friend. Austin Edwards, the points leader, has now broke into the top 10. Less than 20 laps, he's already picked up 18 spots. He has picked up one position a lap so far. The other big mover, though, Flompa, up 12 spots into 10th. Adam Gilliott up 9 spots into 6th. Several drivers making up a lot of ground, including Carson Barrett, who's up 11 spots into 13th. JR, you might even get 2 of them, buddy. Jeff Edgar having a great start to this race so far. Has been out front since about lap 3. What a race for Jeff Edgar here tonight. Jeff Edgar is the owner of Fastlane Motorsports. That team has come on very strong here this season. Adam Gilliott has now cracked into the top 5, up to 4th. Kendrick Cryer now back in 5th. Everybody single file all the way back to 21st. Joe Campbell, everybody settling in. Jose Gaudino in 22nd. Robert Colgan now in 23rd. Albie Hewins 24th. Gerald Thanos Poole 25th. Richie West 26th. John Friley back in 27th. I think Friley may be having some problems. That car does not look like it is at full speed. Have to wonder if Friley has the wrong gear in the car tonight. The speed Jeff Edgar has tonight, we could see him up in the lap traffic before too much longer. Austin Edwards and Jonathan Bronson have worked through this field closely. Austin into 8th, Bronson into 9th. Carson Barrett now up into 12th, since his sights on Flying Ryan Seams. Matt Bear continues to run in 2nd place. Could tonight be the night as Adam Gilliott now looks to 2nd place. Could tonight be the night for Matt Bear? He has had problems, all sorts of randomness that has kept him out of victory lane this season. Came very close to the win at Rockingham, has come close multiple times. And here we go, Adam Gilliott goes to the lead. The owner of Stimulus Racing goes to the lead for the first time tonight. Matt Bear just needs some luck on his side. And he needs Ty Majeski to come answer the challenge. If you've heard Matt Bear talking here lately, he is still calling out Majeski. He wants a race to prove he is the best. Jeff Edgar now drifting back to 3rd after getting stuck up on the high side. Matt Pelletier in 4th. Kendrick Cryer in 5th. Devin Landry currently holding on to 6th with Noah Carpenter in 7th. Austin Edwards and Jonathan Bronson 8th and 9th, the biggest charge of the night so far. Flying Ryan Seams, the man with the biggest fan club in XCAL, currently sitting in 12th after Carson Barrett gets by. Alec Crapser currently sitting in 13th. Jim Johnson now in 14th. Kyle McRecken Martin in 15th after qualifying in 8th. McRecken last night was considering taking an EOL tonight, starting from the tail end and running up with Austin Edwards through the field. Brent Mack is currently sitting in 16th. Kyle Bartles in 17th. Jeremy Gillett in 18th. And those of you who are regular viewers here, we announced it on all of our socials the other day. Massive upgrades to the system. Let us know what you think. How does it look? Definitely would ask if you have time, go compare tonight's, the way tonight looks compared to last week. Let us know what you think. JR asking a good question. Where is Parker Retzlaff? And after an accident at the last race he was in, I believe at the Roval, a hard hit into the outside wall, Parker Retzlaff has not been in a race since. Rumor has it that he just got scared. Leading the points until he was leading the points up until that incident. Now Austin Edwards has gone back to the points lead. Austin chasing his second championship. We were all looking forward to a battle between Edwards and Retzlaff. Adam Gilliott in the lead, up 14 spots here tonight. I did talk to Richie West in the 40 car just the other day. Milwaukee, one of his favorite tracks, but his first time here in a street stock, his first time in XCAL competition. He's going to need a caution to get another opportunity. JR, go for it, buddy. Jeff Edgar still having one of his best runs of the season. Currently sits in third. Carson Barrett has just broken into the top 10, up 15 spots, right to the back bumper of Austin Edwards. Adam Gilliott still up in the lead. Matt Pelletier currently sitting in fourth, Kendrick Cryer in fifth. This settling in as we're halfway through the first fuel run. This one is kind of settling in. Expected this to go a little bit slow. The first fuel run, everybody feeling out the track, feeling each other out and seeing what they can do here tonight. Pre-race discussion as Bronson's starting to get a little loose, tire wear starting to show. Adam Gilliott, Matt Bear, and Jeff Edgar still the top three. Matt Bear has hung on to second almost all night long, and you have to wonder, we have seen Matt play this game a lot this season. Sits behind the leader, saves some fuel. Sean Andrews starting to move back up just a little bit. Looks like he has a long run car. Bronson may be fading a little bit here. And just a quick note to the chat, please keep it PG. We have children watching, and there are no politics discussed on the broadcast. Austin Edwards in 8th of 19 spots. We'll be keeping a close eye. Now it's getting close as we hit lap 38. Some of these drivers in about 7 laps will need to hit pit road for fuel as Adam Gilliott goes into turn 1 a little bit wide, holds the high line, maybe seeing some drivers try and work the outside line in. I know, JR. All good, buddy. Matt Pelletier is starting to use that outside line to make some moves. Does take a while, but as you'll see throughout the night, that outside line will start to lay down some rubber. Alex Krapser has had a problem back behind. Oh, looks like Krapser may have gotten a bump from the 51. Couple of cars check up and lose a little bit of track position. Everybody keeps it going. Matt Pelletier now up to 4. Jeff Edgar has lost a little bit of ground, but still in the top 5. Kendrick Cryer starting to make his way forward again. Austin Edwards has now made his way up into 7th. Noah Carpenter in 8th. Sean Andrews in 9th. And Flying Ryan Seams back into the top 10. Jonathan Bronson, who had charged his way up to about 8th position, has lost a little ground yet again. Carson Barrett is on pit road. He is the first to come in for the first green flag stop. Most drivers saying 45 to 55 laps on fuel tonight. Looked like Kyle Bartles was getting way loose off turn 4. Carson Barrett on his way back out. Tire wear has not been huge tonight. Adam Gilliott has only lost about 0.2 of a second since the drop of the green. Adam Gilliott still in the lead as all the drivers now within the window for their first stop. Adam Gilliott about to be in lap traffic as Carson Barrett is back out on track. The only car not on the lead lap. He had a 56-second stop. JR, yep, I have been doing better. I think a couple days off relaxing with my sweetheart really made a huge difference. Now, a lot of drivers in the heats were running out of fuel around lap 50. Could we be seeing some guys dive on pit road, or could we even see fuel guys running out of fuel trying to get to pit road tonight? We're in that window. As the field continues to spread out, Jonathan Bronson tries to make a move on Ryan Seams. Sean Andrews is caught up to Noah Carpenter. Austin Edwards now up to 7th of 20 spots. Adam Gilliott about to put John Friley a lap down here after 50 laps. Jim Johnson is on pit road. Derek Colson is on pit road. Devin Landry has gotten back into second place. John Friley goes up high, lets the leaders go by. This pit road is going to be very interesting to watch tonight to get the most out of it, as we'll watch the leaders come down here in a moment. Adam Gilliott appears to be signaling he's coming in. To get the most out of this pit road, and look at this, Landry is blinking. You have to carry as much momentum, but you have that hard left, and if you come in too fast, you can easily hit those barrels at the end of pit road. Now a large portion of the field on pit road. Landry has the lead. Jeff Edgar, Sean Andrews, Ryan Seams, Adam Gilliott, Sean Patrick, Gerald Thanos Poole, Robert Colgan, and Richie West, all on pit road. Brent Meckes has had a problem back behind. No caution yet. Meckes had an issue earlier Megas a little bit loose on a turn 4. Tries to stay off the back bumper of the 51. Manages to get the car rolling and to pit road. That got very wild for Brent. A heartbreaking moment for Brent Mekas. And while pit stops are underway, we're going to take a quick pit stop. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go side by side for our first commercial break. All right, we are back as the first round of green flag pit stops are underway. Austin Edwards did get up and lead a lap before he went to pit road. Noah Carpenter, now in the lead, has not completed his first pit stop. We've seen Noah get exceedingly good at the fuel mileage and the strategy in recent weeks. At the moment, that 42 car out front. Matt Baer currently in second. If the caution were to come out before Noah gets to pit road, that would trap a lot of guys one or more laps down. It looks like Noah's going to signal he is coming in. Noah Carpenter gives up the lead, and Matt Baer will reclaim it next time by. Matt Pelletier currently sits in third, Kendrick Cryer in fourth, and Austin Edwards in fifth. They will start reclaiming position, or a position, while Noah Carpenter is on pit road. Noah stretched the fuel further than anybody else here. Austin Edwards went 57 laps. Everybody else 51 to 55 laps. Carson Barrett had the shortest fuel run at 40 laps. He is now in 16th. Noah Carpenter is rolling off pit road, but Matt Bear has gone to the lead. Did not see any crazy strategy early on here. No two-tire stops. Everybody stopped, got 4 tires and fuel. Don't forget to tune in next Tuesday night because guess what? We're going short tracking. It's Bristol, baby. XCAL returns to Bristol, and some of the best racing you are ever going to see at that track is when 40-plus street stocks go nose to tail, side by side, all the way around. Matt Pelletier now sits in second, but almost 2 seconds behind Matt Bear. Kendrick Cryer in third. Austin Edwards now up into fourth, and Devin Landry in fifth. Jonathan Bronson 6th, Adam Gilliott 7th, Noah Carpenter 8th, Jeff Edgar in 9th, Sean Andrews in 10th, Flying Ryan now sits in 11th with Jeremy Gilliott up to 12th. Jeremy Gilliott starting to have some big moves here. Joe Campbell has started making up some ground here early as well, started in 23rd. Up 5 spots into 18th. Carson Barrett up 5 spots into 19th. Carson definitely short on the fuel mileage here tonight, though, pitting on lap 40. Noah Carpenter, however, pitted on lap 60. That is definitely going to give him a bit of an advantage. He has the freshest tires and the longest fuel run. That could be a deciding factor here tonight. Matt Bear's lead about 1.9 seconds over Matt Pelletier. From second place on back, it is extremely tight. All the way back into 10th place, Sean Andrews. In 11th place, Ryan Seams. 12th place, Jeremy Gilliott, 1.6 seconds back from Seams, but he is gaining ground. Obviously, due to an issue with trading paint, some of the cars do not have the right paint schemes on. Tried to fix it in pre-race. I have one more idea, so we're going to try and fix those. So give us just a moment. My apologies. We'll be back with you in just a moment as we're getting the paints reloaded. Not sure, have heard there was an issue with trading paints this week. No big changes in position. Jonathan Bronson has started making up a little bit of ground. He had slipped back to about 13th place before pit stops, has now worked his way back up into 6th, up 16 spots. The biggest mover so far is the points leader, Austin Edwards. Adam Gilliott, who led earlier, now back in 8th place. Jeff Edgar, who's led the most laps so far, currently sits in 9th. Matt Baer has extended his lead over Pelletier just a little bit, 2 1/4 seconds. The rest of the top 11 right there, but Jeremy Gilliott is closing in. Stimulus Racing has put on one heck of a show this season and continues to improve week in and week out. Only 2 members of Stimulus Racing are here. Jeremy Gilliott currently running in 12th. Adam Gilliott currently running in 7th. Interesting note about tonight's race. The drivers have significantly different weather conditions than what they practiced and what the heats were in. 15-mile-an-hour wind out of the east, 90% humidity. Making the track a little bit slicker. The engine's not running nearly as well with the humidity, and of course with the wind. Things get a little bit interesting out there. Can definitely affect your handling, especially going into a turn. As Devin Landry's going to go by Matt Pelletier and take 2nd place back. That has allowed Matt Baer to open up his gap to 2.8 seconds as he catches up to the back bumper of Albie Hewins. Albie moving to the high side to let the leader go. Austin Edwards now back in 5th. Kendrick Cryer has gotten past him. Jonathan Bronson now back on Edwards' back bumper. Gerald Thanos Poole is on pit road. Did not see where he had an incident. Hopefully we'll get an update from Thanos here in the near future as to what went wrong with the car. Did hear from Gerald earlier this week. Richie West in that 40 car could see a lot more BRR drivers in the car this season. We know Jared Heasley will be back for 1 or 2 more races. No telling who else we could get. Noah Carpenter starting to regain some ground up to 8th place. Sets his sights on Jonathan Bronson in 7th. Matt Bear had opened up to a 2.8 second gap. It is now starting to close since Devin Landry has gotten back into 2nd. He has pulled away from Pelletier and is starting to close the gap. Points leader Austin Edwards seems like a good place to take a lap around the track on the nose of that car as he goes through 1 and 2. And Adam Gilliott slides by underneath. Austin Edwards going backwards a little bit. Down the back straightaway towards turn 3. I think Austin may be trying to save some fuel here. Oh, Gilliott a little bit loose. Austin right back to the bumper. Austin completely out of the throttle at the start-finish line. He is in fuel-saving mode. Back down the back straightaway. That has given Adam Gilliott an opportunity to pull away. Austin playing the strategy game here a little bit, but has to be careful he doesn't go too far with it. Oh, and it sounds like Gerald Poole's racing seat has failed. That's why he is out of the car. Hopefully we'll see him back out on track before it's all said and done. A rough night for Thanos at the Milwaukee Mile. Devin Landry has really started to close the gap on Matt Bear, now down to 1.4 seconds. Jared Heasley excited for Bristol next week. I have to ask, are you in the car next week, Jared? Matt Pelletier, Adam Gilliott in 3rd and 4th, opening up a small gap now on Kendrick Cryer. Austin Edwards sitting right on Cryer's bumper. Jonathan Bronson right behind him in 7th. Noah Carpenter 8th. Austin Edwards has been playing the fuel game here tonight, but Noah Carpenter is winning the fuel game. He was able to go 3 laps further than Austin Edwards on the first round of stops. Adam Gilliott, meanwhile, gets by Pelletier, reclaims 3rd. And just got confirmation Jared Heasley will be back in the car next week at Bristol. The Mad Bears lead has shrunk a lot. Devin Landry is less than a second behind. Gerald Thanos Poole appears to have had more equipment failure. Chris Johnson, when will we see you back in a car in XCAL competition? And those, again, I ask those who watch regularly, we did some massive upgrades over the weekend. Tell us in the comments what you think. Do things look better, more realistic? We still have some fine-tuning to go, but based on last night and what we've seen so far tonight, looking really good. The lead group is starting to break up just a little bit. Ryan Seams right with Noah Carpenter, Jonathan Bronson, and Austin Edwards. Meanwhile, Adam Gilliott, Matt Pelletier, and Kendrick Cryer trying to open up a little bit of a gap. Jeff Edgar, who led a lot of laps in the early going in that 17 car, now back to 11th. Sean Andrews, a little bit of a blink. Alex Krapser, who was involved in an earlier incident, now sits back in 12th. Krapser starting to make up some ground here. Sean Andrews blinking, getting a lot worse. Jeff Edgar looks down to the bottom on Ryan Seams, trying to make something happen. Seams using that higher line through 1 and 2, carries more momentum off, holds the position. Jeremy Gilliott, the other half of Stimulus Racing, now up into 13th, up 7 spots. And Devin Landry has reclaimed the lead from Matt Bear. Ran him down from 2.5 seconds behind. Chris, I'm willing to bet we could find you a ride, buddy. Adam Gilliott in 3rd place, trying to run down the top 2. Pelletier in 4th. Austin Edwards now back up into 5th spot. We know Austin has been saving fuel. Noah Carpenter so far is the best fuel run of anybody in the field. 60 laps. Currently sitting in 8th place. Could that 3 extra laps every stop come into play when this one is over? Almost 100 laps in without a caution. It's only happened a handful of times. Could we see a green to checkered race with no cautions here tonight? Pelletier having another great run here tonight as well. Pelletier had a second place finish last night in the Dash Series. He obviously has something figured out for this track. Mark, that is definitely an issue. Not only is having a car disappearing in front of you a problem, but when the car isn't showing on track, it is also, the physics engine is such that it is also not giving you the draft effect, so you're not getting the benefit of the draft from the car in front of you. If it doesn't show up, it does not exist in the sim. Flying Ryan looks like he is trying to set up for a pass on Sean Andrews. The blinking is stopped for the moment. Noah Carpenter currently sitting in 8th. Jonathan Bronson in 7th. Matt Pelletier in 4th, leading the second group. Or Adam Gilliott, rather, in 3rd, leading this group, trying to run down the Mad Bear. And meanwhile, Devin Landry has started to pull away. Landry will be in lap traffic here in a few moments. Good evening, Richie. How's it going, man? Gotta wonder when Richie Joplin and some of the Nowski Nation will show up in XCAL to see if they can dominate. Landry headed toward lap traffic will give Matt Bear an opportunity to close that gap back down. Ryan Seams was looking for a move on Sean Andrews a few moments ago. Hasn't been able to find it, but Noah Carpenter shoots to the inside on Jonathan Bronson. Opens the door that Sean Andrews is going to follow him through. Carpenter now up to 7th. Sean Andrews battling for 8th. Ryan Seams going to try and take advantage. Bronson slipping back toward 10th. Can he get slotted in line? And he does. Jeff Edgar right behind in 11th as Robert Colgan and Derek Colson pit stops underway. Good luck, Richie. Hope we see you in victory lane, and looking forward to the Nowski Nation race tomorrow night. Devin Landry into heavy lap traffic as pit stops are underway. This could get a little dicey. Landry pitted on lap 53, so expect a stop here in about 4 laps. Devin Landry able to navigate lap traffic very quickly and even extend his lead over Matt Bear. Adam Gilliott sits in 3rd. Matt Pelletier in 4th. Austin Edwards currently in 5th. More drivers on pit road. Sean Andrews, Ryan Seams are in. Adam Gilliott signaling he's coming in. The leader continuing to stay out here. Adam Gilliott on pit road. Jeff Edgar, Kyle Martin is in. Sean Patrick is in. Matt Bear still sitting in traffic, has been unable to close the gap on Landry. The leader is on pit road. Matt Bear now reclaiming the lead as he comes up to the lap traffic. Alex Crapser, Jeremy Gilliott both on. Albie Hewins also on pit road. Sean Patrick on his way back out. More cars are in. Matt Pelletier. Austin Edwards and Noah Carpenter. The two drivers that can go the furthest so far on fuel. Austin about 57 laps is what he got on that first run, but Noah Carpenter blew that out of the water with a 60 lap run. Joe Campbell on pit road. Kendrick Cryer all over the back bumper of Austin Edwards. Noah Carpenter not far behind. Jonathan Bronson also in this group. Jose Godino currently running in 6th place. Keep an eye on that 20 car. When it comes to a fuel strategy race, he is always in the fight. Kendrick Cryer is on pit road. Matt Bear should be in next time by. Matt Bear coming through lap traffic. Austin Edwards 3.5 seconds back and closing. Noah Carpenter now to 3rd. Bronson to 4th. Godino in 5th. And here comes Matt Bear to pit road. Austin Edwards, Noah Carpenter, Jonathan Bronson, Jose Godino. The only 4 drivers who have not, no, I stand corrected. Brent Mekas has not been in yet. Brent Mekas currently runs in 7th place. And it looks like Mekas is headed to pit road. While we wait for this round of pit stops to complete, we'll take another break and be back with you in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We'll go side by side. All right, we are back just as Austin Edwards comes to pit road. Looks like he was able to extend his run almost as long as Noah Carpenter this time, but Noah Carpenter still out. Jonathan Bronson also on pit road. Mark Dantuma is showing up to cheer on Richie. West of BRR fame, Richie currently runs in 26th. Noah Carpenter's fuel strategy has been almost perfect tonight, keeping himself in the top 10, most of the night in the top 5, having one heck of a run here. And putting more and more cars a lap down as he extends this run. Austin Edwards now on his way off pit road, so that leaves just Noah Carpenter. Devin Landry currently scored in second place, would reclaim the lead while Noah is on pit road. Noah Carpenter there on the bottom clears some traffic. Devin Landry just about a straightaway ahead. Did not see any two-tire stops. No funny strategy here in the early going. Don't forget to tune in next week as XCAL goes to Bristol, baby. It's going to be, Bristol is always one heck of a show. But when you put 40 plus street stocks on track together, anything can happen. Especially with as much money as Bristol tends to be one of the bigger purses of the year. Noah Carpenter is actually able to extend this this fuel run even further. But it looks like it's time to get some fuel in the tank. Noah Carpenter gives up the lead. He is on pit road. Sean Andrews, meanwhile, has started blinking heavily again. Jonathan Bronson sitting right behind him. Along with the 44 of Brent Meckes. Devin Landry now has a 5.1 second lead over the Mad Bear. Adam Gilliott sits in third. Alex Crapser in fourth. Flying Ryan will be in fifth. And Devin Landry has now reclaimed the lead. Noah Carpenter on his way back off pit road. Noah Oh! Looks like Sean Andrews has been called to pit road for the blinking. Noah Carpenter, after that long run, currently sits in 11th. Will he be able to make up that ground on track? Here is an interesting question to ponder here tonight. We've got BRR drivers racing in XCAL this season. We've got Jones BS Racing drivers racing in XCAL always. When will we see the Nowski Nation appear and come out here and help put on a show? Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night, the Nowski Nation back on track in the Cup Series. Devin Landry still leads. Matt Bear, Adam Gilliott, Alex Krapser, after an early race incident, has made his way up into 4th. Ryan Seams in 5th, Austin Edwards in 6th. The field really spreading out, and we could really tell if we took a look from the XCAL blimp. The blimp flying a little low tonight due to low clouds in the air.
Hey Doug, I've snuck in the booth for my mid-race-ish interview. I don't think you saw me walk in. I was real quiet with the door.
Well, that and it wasn't mid-race, so I wasn't looking for you yet. How's it going, Petey?
It's going pretty good, Doug. Yeah, I know I'm a little early, but I was about to head to the RV. I got work in the morning, so I figured I might as well hop in here now. I figured it was kind of a dry spot in the race. Good time to show up.
Well, all right, so what do you got for us tonight? First off, I did hear there is some interesting stuff going on with Moonlight Speed Concepts.
Yeah, so unfortunately and sadly, well, let me start out by saying on the positive side of it, for the last year or so, I kind of spent my time over there helping build that brand up, and we accomplished a lot of great things on iRacing, becoming one of the true powerhouses on the short track and eNASCAR side, and it was developing into a great program. However, we kind of had some bad luck, Doug. One of our eNASCAR builders unfortunately wasn't able to build anymore just at the time the LLC for the company was due up. And without enough time to really get a new builder and with no clear direction for sales in the future, the ownership decided it was in the best interest not to renew the LLC, which pretty much in turn made us have to cancel our eNASCAR program that was making all of our revenue and was making us very popular. So we had to just size down to just a short track program, but unfortunately that eNASCAR move really seemed to just take the wind out of the sails, and we kind of just, some of our builders had there was a lot of guys with a lot of things happening in real life right now. It's kind of just a perfect storm over there at Moonlight Speed Concepts. So I went in there, I talked to the ownership, the other staff brass, and I said, hey, before we just sit here and watch this thing slowly die, let's rip the bandage off and try to still make something great out of it. So I talked to a fellow Western New Yorker, my good buddy Kenny Zeems, and I said, hey man, I want to come over here, and there's a lot of great drivers on Moonlight that are kind of without direction right now. What if we all joined your team and just kind of made a super team, because at iRacing there's kind of one super team right now. It's Ryan Kuhn Motorsports, and we felt like they needed a challenger. So Kenny was actually thrilled. He was ecstatic, especially because he's getting a lot of great drivers. Matt Brinson, Jonathan Bronson's going over there. Kendrick Cryer's over there for officials. I'm now over there for officials. Jared Jackson. Just a plethora of drivers. Kieran Lifflander, that's someone the XCAL fans would know. A plethora of great drivers went over there, and we honestly made a pretty big wave with that move. The iRacing short track community has noticed. It's kind of like there's two super teams now. It's Zeem Setup Shops and Ryan Kuhn Motorsports. Really a move that shook the landscape of the iRacing short track scene for sure. But so for what that means for the XCAL team is Moonlight Speed Concepts will no longer be a team. It's now just a social hub on Discord for iRacers to come and communicate and share things they like with each other, but no real team over there. my team, though, it will continue to exist in XCAL, but this is the last week of the Moonlight Speed concept moniker. Moving forward, my team will be known as Zeem Setup Shop. So, yeah, starting next week will be the first week that my team carries the ZSS name, and we're awfully excited and proud to carry it.
Well, man, that is a little bit heartbreaking, but glad that something could rise out of the ashes there, and it sounds like in the end, this may be a better situation for all involved.
Yeah, certainly. And I can't speak enough to Kenny Zeems, the owner of Zeems Setup Shop. First off, he's the greatest modified driver, one of the greatest modified drivers in the history of iRacing. I wouldn't go as far as the greatest yet, but he's on the path. He is certainly a great, widely regarded as the best setup builder in that class. But I came to him with this idea, and he was just so grateful and so helpful to letting all of us get over there. He assisted us so greatly. Kenny and his staff have just been fantastic to us Moonlight guys coming over, so I have a great deal of gratitude towards Kenny. But yeah, me and him talked it over, and we're kind of on the same page. It does suck that Moonlight Speed Concepts, unfortunately is no more, but what came out of it is probably one of the strongest short track teams in the history of iRacing. I mean, we are just absolutely thrilled about it.
So with ZSS forming and coming into XCAL next week, and next week being at Bristol, that's obviously going to be quite a show. Will the team be expanding at least for the short track XCAL events?
I can tell you, Doug, I might have to start entering all 4 cars again. I've only been entering 2 lately, but I talked to some of the big names over at Zeems, guys like Dustin Novoa and Kenny and some of the bigger guys over there. And I'll just, there's no guarantees yet, no certainties, but there's certainly interest from those guys to maybe dip their toe in the water of XCAL now that they have a direct route to the series. So there could be a strong influx of talent coming in. But actually, Doug, I brought my buddy up to the booth with me, the former owner of Moonlight Speed Concepts, Derek Rice, who kind of helped facilitate this move too. If you have any questions, want to talk to him as well, old Derek Rice is up here as well.
All right, let's start with Derek. Obviously, as I mentioned to Petey a moment ago, this obviously is not where you wanted things to be, but the turnaround on this seems to be a much better, stronger situation.
Yeah, Doug, hey, thanks for having me. And I mean, yeah, it's not exactly it wasn't exactly the most ideal circumstances, everything kind of leading up to it, and I mean, Jordan and myself, we really, really loved and cared about, MLS. But the biggest thing that we wanted out of MLS, one thing that, we will die on the hill of, is we were community first. We were definitely not about trying to make money or anything like that. We just wanted to build a community because with our past experiences, it just wasn't always the most ideal situation. The level of toxicity that came with some of that stuff. So our ultimate goal, like I said, was to build that community. We absolutely did that, and we've always, in the year that we existed, had the utmost respect for Zeems and Kenny and everybody at Zeems Setup Shop. Petey's good friends with them. They're all from up north. They're all Buffalo Bills fans. Petey would always talk about Bills with them, and they just always got along and always brought a good positive energy to us. So, again, hats off and thank you so much to Kenny Zeems and Petey also, because Petey was the initial force in making this move happen. And, although it's sort of bittersweet, in the end, we could not be happier with our decision. We were able to still take care of our community that we cared so much about, which was our biggest concern. Spoon and I wasn't exactly worried about ourselves. So to have everything come around, and then not only that, but Kenny be so gracious to allow us to come over as well, because like I said, even Kenny Zeems himself knew just how tight-knit we are of a group at Moonlight, and he told me when I was talking to him last night, he didn't want to break that up. So that speaks volumes to just the kind of person Kenny is. He's always been talented. He's always had such a great team, but when you take a number 1 team and what I like to consider a number 2 team, and I mean, it is like Petey said earlier, an absolute super team now. I'm so excited to be a part of it. It's reignited my spark to want to iRace, knowing that I can come in, be competitive, and help a bunch of guys without having to worry too much about the business side of it, because that can drain you, and that can make you really tired, and by the time you kind of deal with that kind of stuff all day, the last thing you really want to do is look at a computer or try to turn laps. So, again, we're really excited for this move. Getting to know Kenny and a lot of the guys over there, they are just the most kind-hearted people, and they build bad, fast setups. I think last night alone, and PD, you can correct me if I'm wrong, on SOF night, I think we won like 12 races. So
something in that realm. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, they bring the speed. They're great people. They don't mind helping you. They clearly care about the community, and they clearly care about everybody or other people's communities as well. For him to take us in and make that kind of move and let us combine resources to become what we what we are this week. It's
Royce,
really humbling.
Let me add in here too, Royce, that like not only were we competitors, but I mean, Brinson and Kenny had some extreme battles in the championship. They had a couple seasons where they both went at it for the SK overall championship, and Brinson got the best of them once. And they were close points battles every week. Those two were door-to-door race, and they even wrecked a couple times. And after all of that, for Kenny to still accept all of us over there it just speaks volume to the kind of guy he is, and the kind of program he runs over there.
It really is. It's top notch, and I have to say, if you are a short track guru, I mean, Zeem's setup shop, teamzss.com is everything you want to be. They were our biggest rival, but boy, I'm so happy they're our biggest ally now, and we're able to be a part of that team. So it's really humbling. And again, teamzss.com, they are what you need if you are into the short track scene, because I mean, 13 SOF wins kind of speaks for itself.
It really does, and I have to say, when you talk about you talk about the community, one of the things that is always a problem in the world of setups has been all the drama between setup shops and things going on behind the scenes that become very public. You've not heard of either Moonlight or Team ZSS being involved in any of that, so it speaks volumes to the kind of community, the things you guys are doing over there, and I think despite the fact that MLS is going away, I think this is definitely a great group to put together.
Oh,
yeah, Doug,
go ahead, Pete.
No, you're fine, Derek. I was just going to say, speaking on the reason for that is I think one thing that I know I always preach to my guys, and I'm sure Kenny always preached to his guys too, is there's 3 big core values we had. That was, you got to have fun. iRacing's a video game at the end of the day. If you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. You got to be respectful on the track. We wouldn't accept anyone getting into fights all the time or wrecking people all the time. And number 3 is we want to win. So if you can have fun, you can win, and you can be respectful, you could have been part of our community, and that's what we always preached, and I think that's why I never heard too much about us.
That is definitely awesome, guys. Really looking forward to seeing what the future holds for you guys, and looking forward to seeing what Team ZSS pulls off next week at Bristol.
I can only imagine it's going to be something fantastic. If I know them, they're already pretty hard at work trying to come up with some good ideas on how to make some outstanding stuff, and also with test sessions and things like that. So it's definitely a well-oiled machine at Zeem's setup shop right now. We could not be more thrilled about it. And again, I just have to thank Kenny, Ken, all the guys at Zeem's setup shop, and we have to thank our man, the Whale PD, for putting all this in motion and just making it happen, and making sure that he kept, because PD was a huge part of MLS and always will be, but he made sure to keep our core values intact and keep our community first, and we were able to look out for each other because of him. So got to give the big Whale PD a big round of applause.
Hey, enough with pats on the backs for me, though. Let's talk about one of the guys in this race real quick. Matt Bear in 3rd place. Let's give me a camera on Matty Bear wherever he might be. So Matt Bear, the Mad Bear, so he actually isn't making the move with us to Zeem's. I finessed it for him. He was able to, but he chose not to, because Matt Bear, like I said, our eNASCAR program kind of died, and that unfortunately has kind of left the Mad Bear out in the cold in terms of, eNASCAR teams. What's crazy right now, Doug? We're halfway through round 1 of Road to Pro. The top 70 make it. 4 of the 8 races are complete. The top 70 make it to the second round of Road to Pro. Not make it all the way, but they go to the second round of Road to Pro. Matt Bear is currently sitting 34th right now. So, Matt Bear is well alive in the thick of the Road to Pro second round race. And the next 4 weeks, he doesn't even know where he's going to be getting a team. He doesn't know where he's going to be getting setups from. So, if anyone out there just happens to be part of an eNASCAR program, a competitive top-level Road to Pro program, maybe the Mad Bear is worth giving a look, because he's got a top 10 in all 4 races so far to start Road to Pro. He's proved himself as one of the better drivers in trucks over the last 2 years. He's a guy that if I owned an eNASCAR team, I would certainly be giving him a chance with what he's proved so far, and it seems like the arrow is only pointing up for him.
That is definitely true, and back to the Bristol thing, just a comment that came in a few moments ago. Petey, if you need a driver for the 454, some guy named Chris Johnson said he'd be happy to take the wheel.
Yeah, we'll see about that one.
Well, man, you guys, thank you for coming by and dropping in, talking to us. Good luck in this future endeavor. Hopefully everything continues to go your way, and this group, the community as a whole, continues to grow the way you want.
Yeah, thank you, Doug.
Well, there you heard it here first, as Ryan Seams is on pit road after he's coming in from 5th spot. Flying Ryan, as pit stops are underway. Looks like Flying Ryan is actually in a little bit early for his stop. Devin Landry continues to lead by 9.7 seconds. It's the biggest lead we have seen all night. In fact, that is the biggest lead we have seen since Austin Edwards led at Long Beach. Matt Bear still sits in third, a quarter second behind Adam Gilliott. Alex Krabs are right there with him in fourth. Austin Edwards in fifth, now 3.7 seconds back. Kendrick Cryer in 6th, Noah Carpenter 7th, Bronson in 8th, Matt Pelletier in 9th, Jeff Edgar currently runs in 10th. Tanya, thank you so much for letting me know. Glad you like it. Ryan Seams is back on his way back off. Kyle McRecken Martin is also pitted. Looks like some of the drivers making a short pit move here as we approach the halfway point, trying to make up a little track position. Devin Landry, meanwhile, closing in on Jim Johnson. Jim currently in 20th. Not on the lead lap. Devin Landry continuing to chomp away at drivers and put cars' laps down, and continues to extend his lead over Adam Gilliott. Before we get to the full-on pit stops here, let's take a moment, find out where your favorite driver is, with a full field rundown brought to you again this week by Tidal Wave Restoration. If you're interested, if you need home restoration in Middle Tennessee, reach out to Tidal Wave Restoration. They will do a great job for you. According to JR, if you aren't happy, they'll make sure you're satisfied, or it's free. Don't forget to always, whenever possible, support the sponsors that help support these leagues. All right, up front, Devin Landry having one heck of a race in the lead and pulling away. The Mad Bear currently running in second place as Adam Gilliott is on pit road. Alex Krabs now up into third place, an epic comeback after an early incident. Austin Edwards currently in fourth place. He has been stretching the fuel mileage, trying to see if he can play the strategy game to get him to victory lane again. Kendrick Cryer in fifth place, having a solid night out here. Noah Carpenter, as cars start to hit pit road, Noah Carpenter now in fifth, has the best fuel mileage of the night so far. It could come down to that final pit stop, and Carpenter is going to have the fastest. Jonathan Bronson currently running in 6th place. Also having a solid night, up 16 spots at the moment. Matt Pelletier in 7th has been in the top 10 all night long. Jeff Egger on pit road in 7th place, one of Jeff's best races of the season. Joe Campbell coming past cars on pit road, now in 8th place. Joe's starting to climb up through the pack. Jeremy Gilliott on pit road, currently in 10th. Jeremy has been having a very consistent run here tonight as well. Jose Gaudino now up into 11th. Also tonight, by his 36th consecutive start, that is the all-time XCAL record and his 70th start overall here tonight. Adam Gilliott currently in 13th after his pit stop is completed. And Brent Mekas in 14th. Flying Ryan Seams just completed his pit stop, currently in 13th. Kyle McRecken Martin starting to make his way forward. Currently in, looks like 16th as Kyle Bartles comes by and takes 16th, moving McRecken to 17th. Jim Johnson having a consistent night, not his fastest run of the season, but still in the battle. Currently in 18th. Carson Barrett looked strong, picked up a ton of spots early on, but has the worst fuel mileage on track, currently in 19th. Robert Colgan was looking forward to this one, just coming out to have some fun tonight, currently running in 20th. Sean Patrick currently runs in 21st, a quiet, consistent night for him. Albie Hewins has been having a great run so far this season. Tonight might be his worst finish of the season, currently running in 22nd, hoping to make up some ground. John Friley currently sitting in 23rd. Derek Colson now back in 24th. Sean Andrews on pit road after some blinking problems in 25th. Richie West out of the race in 26th. And Gerald Thanos Poole on pit road with technical difficulties in 27th. Huge shout out again to Tidal Wave Restoration for coming on board yet again as the Full Field Rundown sponsor. Interesting note, Carson Barrett apparently started the race with only 7 gallons of fuel, so light on the fuel load, explaining his early pit stop. Has corrected the issue, getting full on fuel now, trying to make his way forward. Matt Bear, Austin Edwards, Noah Carpenter, and Jonathan Bronson have not been to pit road yet. These are the 4 drivers that have been stretching that fuel mileage all night long. Don't forget to check out the XCAL Racing web shop. New XCAL t-shirts are on there. Go to xcalracing.com/shop. Get all your XCAL racing gear. Get the gear for your favorite drivers. And so much more. Even the iconic Whale PD gear. Also check out Sim Racer Hub to get all your individual driver statistics. You can find all those statistics on xcalracing.com. All stats powered by Sim Racer Hub. And if you're 21 or older and want to have some more XCAL fun during the week, Join the XCAL Patreon. Insider information, lots of fun, lots of comments, and if you join the XCAL Patreon, you get a mention in each broadcast. So go help support. That money helps go into the driver purse. Help your favorite driver and have a little fun doing it. XCALRacing.com. Look for the Patreon link. Join. Must be 21 or older. Austin Edwards leads as we have drivers stretching the fuel mileage. We're going to go side by side and take a commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You won't miss a moment of the action. And we're back, and Kevin is back in the chat. Kevin, man, you've missed every race this week by minutes. Great to have you back in the comments section, buddy. Hope you're doing okay here tonight. Austin Edwards, Noah Carpenter, and Jonathan Bronson still have not come down for their third stop. Doing the math on it, it looks like all three of them have roughly 7 to 8 more laps before they're going to have to hit pit road. Devin Landry, who was in the lead by over 10 seconds before pit stops, currently sits in fourth, 11.9 seconds ahead of Adam Gilliatt. This could be, if Landry makes the fuel work, this could be his race to lose, especially if this stays green and Jim Johnson has had an incident. Down the back straightaway toward turn 3. Gets in. Oh, the back end just steps out under braking. Manages to get it out of the racing groove. Worth noting, as you saw, here comes Austin Edwards and Jonathan Bronson. Worth noting, these guys getting up higher and higher, but all the tire wear. If you look closely as they come down into the turn, you'll see all the marbles up on the high side of the track from the tires. The groove is moving up, but they could end up in those marbles, could cause these drivers some issues. Kevin, 30 minutes away from me, buddy. Those storms are coming and coming quickly. Noah Carpenter last stopped on lap 122. His runs have been 60 laps and 62 laps. So he's still got a few more laps to go as Austin Edwards and Jonathan Bronson roll off pit road. Doing good, Kevin. Great to see you again. As of right now, Noah Carpenter is the only car on the lead lap. If the caution were to come out right now, 3 drivers would get 1 lap back and still be trapped a lap down. A caution at any point tonight could change this race dramatically, as we have been green over half the race. Don't forget to tune in next week. Again, as we said, it's Bristol, baby. Expect a full field of 40 cars out here. A lot of bumping, a lot of banging, a lot of excitement. Noah Carpenter still in the lead, waiting for him to make his 3rd stop. Devin Landry in second place continues to extend his lead over Alex Krapser in 3rd. Adam Gilliott in 4th, Matt Bear 5th, Kendrick Cryer 6th, Austin Edwards in 7th, Bronson in 8th, Flying Ryan Seams in 9th, and Matt Pelletier in 10th. Before pit stops, Flying Ryan had made his way into the top 5. Looks like Flying Ryan might have a little bit of late run speed here that could come into play as this race wears on. Gerald Thanos Poole chomping at the bit for the race at Bristol. Looked to have one of his best XCAL races ever there. Running in the top 5, got caught up in a very late race incident. Expect to see Thanos up battling for the win. And Noah Carpenter hits pit road. On lap 185, Noah Carpenter in for his 3rd stop. Now Devin Landry needs this to stay green to get himself back into the lead. As Landry continues to put cars a lap down. Once Carpenter comes off pit road, there will be 13 cars left on the lead lap, and Kyle Bartles is less than a straightaway ahead of Landry. Danielle Sargent, the first time we've heard from her tonight. How's it going, Danny? As always, great to have you out here cheering on the Flying Aces. Devin Landry, the new driver for the 00, the JNS Fly Racing Aces team, definitely has come out here and made that team proud tonight. Kyle McCracken-Martin trying to unlap himself, gets past Landry. Landry just drives back to the bottom and goes back by. Noah Carpenter is off pit road, now in 7th, 1.1 seconds behind 6th place Austin Edwards. Just past the halfway point here. Steven Rex cheering. Wait a minute. Steven, why aren't you out here racing? Why don't we see you on track much? Cheering on Matt Pelletier. Matt currently in 9th. Matt has held a top 10 spot all night, even battling up in the top 5 earlier in the race. Flying Ryan came off after his stop. He was back in 13th. Has now fought his way back into the top 10. Sets his sights on Pelletier. Pelletier and Seams are starting to reel in. Bronson and Carpenter in 7th and 8th. Devin Landry's lead, though, over Krapser, still about 11 seconds. Adam Gilliott, Matt Bear, and Adam Gilliott and Matt Bear still nose to tail, 3rd and 4th. Kendrick Cryer not far behind in 5th, with Austin Edwards on his bumper. Noah Carpenter reeling those two in along the way. Just doing some quick math, Noah Carpenter has stretched the fuel mileage to where he'll have 2 more stops, but on his final stop, he'll be just 17 laps from the finish. That final stop, he'll be able to take very little fuel. This may come down to the fuel strategy of Noah Carpenter and the speed of Devin Landry tonight. Steven Rex will be back at Bristol, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to want to miss that. Great to have Rex back out on track next week. And who doesn't love a race at Bristol? As we mentioned, you see a lot of drivers using more of the middle and outside grooves, but they have to be careful. You can see how much debris is gathering up on the high side of the track. Danny, I am so sorry for your loss. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. If there's anything we can do here at HTSAI, please don't hesitate to let me know. Adam Gilliott sits in third, Matt Bear in fourth, Kendrick Cryer in fifth. Matt Bear has been very close to victory lane multiple times this season. But he's going to need a caution to have a shot at it here tonight. Because Devin Landry is just holding court tonight. An 11-second lead. He continues to check out from the field. He has even lapped Joe Campbell. Joe had a rough start to this one. Currently runs in 14th. Has been making his way back through the field all night long. Looking from inside the car of Devin Landry. Watch as they go off into the turn. You'll see all the debris forming up on the high side of the track. That is all the chunks off the tires. And as these cars get closer and closer, more side-by-side racing, drivers pushing up into that debris could cause an incident very quickly and easily. These cars have already struggled with being loose here tonight, especially off the turn. Although it has appeared here tonight that as we saw a lot of cars getting loose on fresh tires, as they've adjusted the car throughout the night, these cars have started handling substantially better. Carson Barrett, Robert Colgan, and Jim Johnson have hit pit road. Colgan in for 4 tires and fuel. Jim Johnson as well. Kyle McRecken Martin now coming to pit road. Fourth round of pit stops already underway, and starting to see these pit stops really stretch out. The vast majority, under the first round of green flag pit stops, the vast majority of the field all pitted within 5 laps of each other. This time it'll be well over 20 laps. How big of a difference is that going to make at the end of this one? Let's take a look from the XCAL web shop blimp down at Devin Landry, continuing to lead. Adam Gilliott and Matt Baer still nose to tail in third and fourth. And a big group back behind Kendrick Cryer, Austin Edwards, and Noah Carpenter. Noah has caught up to the tail end. But Noah has not pushed the issue, currently running in seventh, just trying to conserve the car and the fuel. Hey, good evening, Justin. How you doing, buddy? Devin Landry, the leader, has got a huge gap, but now back into lap traffic as he comes by XCAL's new Iron Man, Jose Gaudino. Landry continuing to lap cars. Expect to see Landry in about the next 6 to 8 laps. His lead now 13 seconds over Alex Krapser as Flying Ryan Seams goes to pit road. Jim Johnson has gone back into pit road, missed his pit stall, may have had a penalty. Kyle Bartles in 12th, now goes a lap down behind Devin Landry as Landry sets his sights on 11th place, Jeremy Gilliott. There's the leader just a straightaway behind. Devin Landry has not had the fastest laps of the night. That goes to Alex Krapser at the moment. But he has consistently been able to navigate lap traffic and just continues to march away. Alex Krapser in second. A little bit of a gap now on Adam Gilliott. Gilliott continues to run him down with Matt Baer in tow. Kendrick Cryer, Austin Edwards, Noah Carpenter still nose to tail. And Kyle McRecken Martin almost down on the apron. Had the left sides down low. He has completed his pit stop trying to make something happen here. McRecken currently sitting in 16th. The leader is on pit road. Alex Krapser reclaims the lead. Adam Gilliott signaling he's coming in. Alex Crapser had a second place finish at Iowa. Also worth noting that Alex Crapser is quite possibly the cleanest driver in XCAL. Lowest number of incident points, lowest number of accidents, earning a ton of respect from other drivers due to racing them hard but clean. Matt Bear was stretching the fuel mileage early on in the race. Does not appear he has been doing so the last couple of stops. He has been in about just a few laps later than everybody else. Jeremy Gilliott on pit road. Whereas Austin Edwards has been coming in several laps later than everybody else. Noah Carpenter, though, stretching it even further. Oh, Noah gets pushed up the track. McRecken looks inside of Adam Gilliott. That is a battle for position. Adam Gilliott currently in 14th, but McRecken is going to clear. Jeremy Gilliott, Matt Pelletier, Albie Ewens, and Jeff Edgar now on pit road. Matt Bear now trying to make a move on the high side for the lead. Crapser maybe signaling he is coming in. Looks like Crapser is slowing down to make the entry to pit road. Matt Bear is not. Here comes Alex Crapser. Matt Bear reclaims the lead. Joe Campbell now on pit road. Jeff Edgar on his way out. Kendrick Cryer now into second. Austin Edwards in third. Cryer is in. Austin Edwards, Noah Carpenter, and Jonathan Bronson still out, as well as Matt Bear. Expecting Matt Bear any time now. He has not been stretching the fuel or playing the strategy as much as we have seen in recent weeks. Alex Crapser is on his way off pit road. Matt Bear currently 4 seconds ahead of Austin Edwards, Noah Carpenter, Jonathan Bronson, another 3.7 seconds back in fourth. Kendrick Cryer on his way off pit road. Update on Jim Johnson. It does look like he was on pit road for a very long time. More than likely penalties. Jim, who was battling in the top 15 all night, now back to 24th. And while we wait for the last 4 drivers to make their pit stops, we'll take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be side by side. You won't miss a moment of the action. All right, folks, we are back just as Matt Bear has hit pit road and getting word there's a driver we need to watch closely. Austin Edwards, Noah Carpenter, Jonathan Bronson, the top 3 at the moment. Jose Gaudino currently sitting in 20th place. Making his way off pit road, could be one to watch. That fuel calculator is smoking. He may have something up his sleeve here before it's over. Top 3 still have not come to pit road. Austin Edwards, Jonathan Bronson should hit about the same time. Noah Carpenter will likely stretch 10 laps further than they do. Matt Bear on his way off pit road. Brent Meckes is headed to... Oh, Brent almost hits the barrier. This pit road entry gets a little bit tricky and it almost bit him. Noah Carpenter now in second. Jonathan Bronson in third. Austin Edwards, though, leading laps here tonight, continuing to extend his points lead. The 18 car has been a dominant car all season long, but I don't know that he can pull it off tonight. Noah Carpenter has the fuel strategy. Devin Landry has all the speed. Landry currently sits in fourth. with a almost 16-second lead over Matt Bear in 5th. Jose Godino has had a problem. Caution is out for the first time tonight. Godino off into turn 3. The back end starts to twitch and completely loses it through 4. Right in the middle of the racing line. Backs it up right in front of the leaders. And this just threw the whole race into disarray. Our first caution of the night, lap 228. Only 3 drivers on the lead lap. 3 more should be waved around. Devin Landry, Matt Bear, Adam Gilliott. And this just shook up the strategy big time. Noah Carpenter's fuel runs here, opening up a big gap. What he could do with the fuel, that has gone out the window. Devin Landry's huge lead also gone. They are going to have to race it out, and after waiver rounds, it looks like there will only be 6 cars on the lead lap. Waiting to see, confirm the waiver rounds right now. It will be Devin Landry, Matt Bear, Adam Gilliott. Noah Carpenter currently in the lead. Austin Edwards in 2nd. Jonathan Bronson in 3rd. All the drivers will have to make one more stop from here. Austin Edwards dipping back down pit road. He's going to top off on fuel, the only one on the lead lap to do so. A splash of gas, he comes back out. We've seen Austin save a lot of fuel in the past, but surely he does not think he can make it over 90 laps on a tank. The longest stretch we have seen tonight has been Noah Carpenter, who stretched it out to about 64 laps. Noah Carpenter is coming in for a splash. Jonathan Bronson. Austin Edwards is going to come back in. Will Landry, Bear, and Gilliott come in now? No, they are not. They're going to stay out. That's going to put Landry back in first, but they're going to have some lap traffic ahead of them on the restart. Steve, I have tried a couple of times tonight and a couple of different things. Looks like everybody is stacked up. iRacing pace car on pit road. Here we go. Oh, and a big stack up with all the lap cars ahead. Kyle Martin is back on pit road. Austin Edwards, through the stack up, has taken the lead. Matt Baer now into second, but they still have a ton of lap traffic ahead. Devin Landry now in third. Adam Gilliott, they're 3 wide as they go off to turn 1. Gilliott manages to slip by. The middle line off turn 2 is getting sketchy. Down the back straightaway. They are racing like it's the last lap here. Austin Edwards still has the lead. Matt Baer into second. Adam Gilliott trapped a few cars back in third. Devin Landry in fourth. Bronson in fifth. Noah Carpenter in sixth. Kendra Cryer tail end of the lead lap, currently in seventh. Jeremy Gilliott 8th, Alex Crapser 9th, and Pelletier in 10th. And we may not be done with cautions yet here as lap cars are battling as the leaders come by. Pelletier trying to fight his way forward past Kyle Bartles. These guys are racing to beat the 3 drivers that get waved around if the caution comes out. Kendrick Cryer just set the fastest lap of the race as he tries to unlap himself. Cryer shoots it to the inside on Austin Edwards. Jonathan Bronson still stuck back in traffic, has not caught up to Matt Baer. Landry in fourth, also stuck back. Noah Carpenter in fifth, also stuck back in heavy traffic. Noah Carpenter trying to slice and dice his way through the field. Everybody's settling back into a rhythm as Bronson comes by the 11 of Sean Patrick. Sean currently running back in 17th. Bronson in third. And since the whole field is mixed up, upside down and backwards, Seems like the perfect time to do another full field rundown. Brought to you by Tidal Wave Restoration. Reach out to J.R. Tanksley if you need a restoration done in Middle Tennessee. They will definitely hook you up, and they guarantee the quality of their work. Up front, Austin Edwards, the defending champ and current points leader, back in the lead. Matt Bear currently running in second place, looking for his first win of the season. Jonathan Bronson currently sits in third. Devin Landry lost a 15-second lead with that caution, now back in fourth. Adam Gilliott continuing to fight his way forward, currently in fifth. Noah Carpenter had the perfect fuel strategy going here tonight. Out the window with the caution. Currently runs in sixth. Kendrick Cryer has raced his way past Austin Edwards to put himself at the tail end of the lead lap in seventh. Jeremy Gilliott in a mess of cars right now, currently running in eighth. Alex Crapser has been looking fast all night, has made a epic comeback from an early race incident, currently in ninth. Kyle Bartles up to 10th now after starting in 19th. He's having a great run. Matt Pelletier currently running in 11th, has been in the top 10 most of the night. In fact, this is the first time he's not been in the top 10 tonight. Expect him to be back there before long. Jeff Edgar currently running in 12th place, has had a great night, even leading a large number of laps in the early going. Joe Campbell has quietly worked his way up 10 spots into 13th. Flying Ryan Seams has been as high as 5th place, currently running in 14th, trying to make his way forward. Kyle McRacken Martin mixed in with the leaders right now, currently running in 15th, trying to fight his way back to the lead lap. Robert Colgan ran around 20th the first half of this race, has started to come alive. He is up to 16th. Carson Barrett, some problems in the early going with the fuel strategy, put him on the back foot, but now fighting his way up to 17th. Brent Mecca's having a consistent night here, up to 18th. Sean Patrick quietly running tonight in 19th. Albie Ewens running in 20th, has had a great season so far. Trying to make up a little bit of ground here. Jose Godino, after the incident, it was looking like he had some fuel strategy. Then the accident in 3 and 4 sends him back to 21st. Derek Colson in 22nd, just out here riding at this point. Hasn't been able to make up any ground. John Friley all the way back to 23rd. A rough night for Friley as well. Jim Johnson was running in the top 15 until penalties during pit stops put him back to 24th. Sean Andrews, Richie West, both out of the race. Gerald Thanos Poole sitting on pit road. That was your full field rundown, brought to you by Tidal Wave Restoration of Middle Tennessee. Austin Edwards, Matt Bear, and Jonathan Bronson under a blanket. One car sits between Devin Landry and the top three. That is Joe Campbell. Adam Gilliott a couple spots a couple of cars back in 5th. Noah Carpenter in 6th. Kendrick Cryer just ahead of the leader, trying to stay on the lead lap in 7th. McRecken trying to make a move here. McRecken trying to fight his way back to the lead lap. Kendrick Cryer staying right with him. Cryer trying to put some distance between himself and the leader to maintain his position on the lead lap. And if you're Austin Edwards right now, look at the view from the front of Austin's car. This is not what you want to see. A bunch of lap cars just ahead, and they are battling for position. Austin still in fuel conservation mode. Everybody has to make one more stop. Despite topping off, there is no way Austin is making 92 laps on a tank of fuel. Great view coming from the nose of Austin Edwards' car here. There you see McRecken is up there, Kendrick Cryer is up there. And what a turnaround this. Holy cow, McRecken is loose through 3 and 4. Kendrick gets a run down on the bottom, as does Kyle Bartles, who's trying to work his way back to the lead lap. Currently, the 3 cars in position for the wave around: Alex Krapser, Jeremy Gilliott, and Matt Pelletier. Austin Edwards now has friend and teammate Kyle McRecken Martin right in front of him, and Kyle, the last few laps, has not had that car very well planted. Austin Edwards had to start tonight's race at the tail end of the field. Has fought his way through traffic, fought his way into the top 5, then started conserving fuel. Then, due to a well-timed caution, he was one of only 6 cars on the lead lap, and a big checkup on the restart allowed him to slip by back up into the lead. Let's see if we can see that first lap for Austin Edwards on the restart. Noah Carpenter just ahead of him as they come to the green flag. And the line checks up. Austin Edwards able to get up to the high side, makes it 3-4 wide. Austin sends it on the high side, gets past the Mad Bear, and takes the lead. And what a wild restart. The only restart tonight, and it would be a wild one. We are 5 laps or so away from everybody being within their pit window. How many will try and short pit here, get the fuel, get the tires, and get an advantage? Kyle Martin currently in 15th, keeps trying, finally manages to get by Bartles. But Bartles in 11th place. Devin Landry is on pit road. Apparently, Devin thinks he can make it from here on fuel. Hey, good evening, Sean. How are you doing, buddy? Looking forward to seeing the Nowski boys tomorrow night. Would love to see some of the Nowski Nation make an appearance in XCAL. Or, you know, bring out a bunch of the XCAL guys, come out here and dominate. Matt Bear still sitting in 3rd, still sitting in striking distance, still trying to get that first win of the season. He has been so close to victory lane so many times. Now looking for a move on Bronson. Austin Edwards, Adam Gilliatt's on pit road. Austin Edwards has been unable to get away. Gerald Poole of Flaming Karma Racing has just said he would definitely entertain one of the Nowski drivers driving one of his cars. Sean, you might want to pass that along to the Nowski Nation, and maybe one of them should hit up Thanos. Top 3 still under a blanket. Noah Carpenter back in 4th. Kendrick Cryer has gotten up to 5th now. Alex Crapser in 6th. Adam Gilliatt and Devin Landry, the only 2 to have pitted so far for the final time. Kevin, if you can't tell, I'm starting to lose my voice, so I'm not going to be giving you one, but I'm sure we can get Pudge to tomorrow night. Kendrick Cryer has raced his way back into 5th, back to the lead lap, doing an amazing job. Holy cow, and he gets loose off 4. Bartles gets by, and Austin Edwards has a run. Kyle Martin back in the fight as well. Kendrick managing to hold on to the position. Austin Edwards getting by McRacken. Matt Baer trying to make a move now. On Jonathan Bronson, can't get the nose in yet, but he is closing in. "55 laps to go here at Milwaukee. Everybody now within their pit window, and Jeremy Joliet is in. We know Austin Edwards, Matt Barrett, Noah Carpenter, and Jonathan Bronson, the top four, were all stretching the fuel mileage earlier. They all topped off under the caution. But it does not appear Austin Edwards is saving fuel like he had been previously. From his helmet cam, you can tell he is going a lot deeper on the straightaway before getting out of the gas. Previously, he had been getting out of the throttle at the midway point at the start-finish line. Now going well beyond before hitting the clutch. Austin Edwards continues to lead, but he is not safe. Bronson and Baer right behind him. Noah Carpenter just 2.8 seconds back. And what will the strategy be when they come to pit road? They only have to get enough fuel for about 20 laps, most of these drivers. Do they take right sides only? We'll take our final commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll go side by side. You won't miss a thing. And we are back and taking you to the finish. Just under 50 laps to go. Robert Colgan has completed his final stop. Adam Gilliott and Derek Colson have completed their final stop. Carson Barrett now on pit road. Austin Edwards has cleared some of the lap traffic ahead. But Kendrick Cryer at the tail end of the lead lap does not have to move aside. He can fight the leader to stay on the lead lap. The Mad Bear is in. Matt Bear is on pit road along with Jeff Edgar. Jonathan Bronson still in second place within striking distance. Noah Carpenter now 3.7 seconds behind the leader. Kendrick Cryer in fourth. Matt Bear still on pit road. And here we go. Kendrick Cryer is on pit road. Austin Edwards has one car left in front of him. Matt Pelletier running in seventh. Now Jeff Edgar coming off pit road. Jeff currently in 16th after leading here early. Pelletier is in. Edgar has had one heck of a night. He qualified in third. He led a bunch of laps. Kendrick Cryer, Matt Pelletier, Kyle Bartles, and Flying Ryan Seams are on pit road. Austin Edwards, Jonathan Bronson, Noah Carpenter still have to pit. No surprise to see any of those three stretching the fuel. All three of them stopped and topped off on fuel. Lap 232. I don't think anybody can go 93 laps on a tank. Noah Carpenter has the longest fuel run of anybody tonight at 64 laps. Joe Campbell is on pit road. Austin Edwards is in. Bronson to the lead. Noah Carpenter now to second, but 4 seconds back. This may come down to who has the shortest stop. Bronson continues to stay out. Kyle Martin is on pit road. Austin Edwards already on his way back out. Will May, it looks like he's going to maintain third place as Matt Bear is half a lap behind him fourth. Devin Landry has started to blink. Quite possibly the fastest car on track. Devin Landry may have lost connection completely. What a heartbreak for Landry. Had a 15-second lead before the caution came out. Bronson is on pit road. Noah Carpenter is coming in. Now the question is, can Austin come back around in time to reclaim the lead, or will Noah or Jonathan be able to get off pit road in a shorter amount of time? Matt Bear in second place, 9 seconds back. Austin trying to navigate some lap traffic here. Bronson is on his way out. Will he be able to maintain the lead? Here comes Austin. Bronson full throttles it off pit road. He may hold the lead. Bronson slides up and blocks Austin Edwards' run and holds the lead. What a move by Jonathan Bronson. Can Floppa get it done here tonight? Noah Carpenter comes off pit road in third. Another solid run for him tonight, but it looked like he might have had him beat on fuel strategy. J&S Racing Aces definitely came to play tonight. Landry dominated this race with speed. Carpenter dominated with fuel. Landry is out. He has lost connection. What a heartbreak. Jonathan Bronson, Austin Edwards. Now it is mano a mano for the next 30 laps. Noah Carpenter 9 seconds back, has Matt Bear on the bumper for that final podium spot. Alex Krapser sits between them at the moment. Alex Krapser, also worth noting, a teammate to Noah Carpenter. Matt Bear is going to have a very, very difficult time getting to and passing Noah Carpenter here. Oh, heartbreaking. Devin's computer overheated and shut down. What a heartbreak for Devin. Maybe it was because he was so dang fast tonight. That young man was flying. Austin Edwards now sits on the bumper of Jonathan Bronson. Can Bronson hold Edwards off? Kevin, it certainly looked like he did have lightning speed on tonight. Noah Carpenter starting to pull away from Matt Bear in. Noah in third, Matt Bear in fourth. Noah may have gotten the wall there a little bit off turn 4. Are currently in 5th, Kendrick Cryer in 6th, Adam Gillian in 7th, Jeremy Gillian in 8th, Kyle Bartles running in 9th, Pelletier in 10th, Jeff Edgar in 11th. What a comeback for Joe Campbell in 12th. Flying Ryan Seams currently sits in 13th, Kyle McRecken Martin out of 14th, Britt Meckes in 15th. Carson Barrett in 16th. Robert Colgan in 17th. Colgan just came out to have fun tonight. Sean Patrick in 18th. Albie Hewins has made up a little ground, now up to 19th. And Jose Godino, despite the spin earlier, in 20th. Derek Colson currently runs in 21st with John Friley in 22nd. Jim Johnson holds on for 23rd. Landry, Sean Andrews, Richie West, and Gerald Poole rounding out the field. Bronson trying to open up a little bit of a gap on Austin Edwards. Noah Carpenter continuing to pull away from Matt Bear. Alex Krapser sitting on Carpenter's back bumper, acting as a roadblock to protect his teammate. Kendrick Cryer has had a wild night, currently running in 6th. And this is the first time in quite some time. Adam Gilliatt currently runs 7th. Jeremy Gilliatt in 8th. The start of the season, the Gilliatt brothers were nose to tail around the track, but in recent weeks we have not seen them together as much. Kyle Bartles has had a great night of 10 spots in the 9th. And Matt Pelletier has been battling with everybody all night long, holding on to a top 10 position. I think the worst Pelletier has been all night is 12th. .24 laps to go. It'll be 23 at the line. Bronson holding off Austin Edwards. And a reminder, with 10 laps to go, there will be no, if a caution comes out, there will be no more waiver rounds. At 5 laps to go, there will be no more cautions. Yeah, Kevin, I can already feel the storm building in our area. Noah Carpenter looking at another podium finish here tonight. And Matt Bear, another heartbreak tonight. It looked like early on he might have a car to beat. He's been in the top 5 all night, conserved the car, made smart moves, but bad luck and bad timing. We'll see Matt back in victory lane before the season is out. I can guarantee you that. And the question really still stands, will Matt Bear get the opportunity? He's been calling out Ty Majeski. Will he get his shot at him? Bronson and Edwards still nose to tail. Pelletier is closing in on Kyle Bartels, 3 seconds behind. Does not look like he is going to have the time to catch and make a move. Joe Campbell in 12th is reeling in Jeff Edgar, but he has got Flying Ryan Seams on his bumper. My thoughts exactly, Kevin. Kyle Martin went to pit road. He had enough fuel. Looks like it might have been a penalty stop. McRecken now back to 18th as he comes by Ryan Seams and Joe Campbell. Matt Bear still in 4th. Alex Krapser has been gaining ground, but is almost 30 seconds behind. Krapser just content to ride behind his teammate. Bronson and Edwards starting to come into heavy lap traffic. With 15 laps to go, lap traffic could be a deciding factor here. Jose Godino goes wide, lets the leaders by. Don't forget to tune in next Tuesday night as XCAL returns to Bristol. That one could get very, very wild very, very quickly. Bronson very defensive at the moment. Austin Edwards looking for an opening. Albie Hewins just ahead, likely will move out of the leader's way. Noah Carpenter still sits in third, has opened up a 5-second gap on Matt Bear in fourth. Joe Campbell continues to reel in Jeff Edgar, but McRacken in the mix now as well. Flying Ryan still all over the back bumper of Joe Campbell. That is the battle for 12th. Carson Barrett didn't have enough fuel in at the start of the race, has made an amazing comeback to 14th. Ten laps to go. If the caution comes out, there will be no more wave arounds. Does Edwards have anything left for Bronson? Seems losing a little bit of ground now to Joe Campbell. Brent Meck is now closing in on Carson Barrett in 14th. Colgan now up into 16th. A great night for him for just coming out to have a little fun. Things will heat up in about 3 more laps. 5 to go. There will be no more cautions. Only one caution here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. Austin really hanging it out, trying to carry as much momentum as possible. Couldn't have missed that wall by more than half an inch. Joe Campbell continuing to reel in Jeff Edgar, but does he have enough time? And will Ryan Seams make a move on the boss? Out of turn 4, Bronson will come across the line. As soon as he does, Aaron Hillebush will announce green, green, green. There will be no more cautions. Austin makes the move, dives it into turn 3. Bronson trying to make a crossover move out of 4. He's got the run down to the bottom. Four to go, side by side for the win. Bronson gets the nose ahead. Austin will have the momentum advantage on the high side. It'll be a drag race down the backstretch. Bronson still gets the nose ahead mid-turn. Who will it be at the line? Because they may race the next 4 laps like this. Bronson had the nose ahead at the line. Bronson clears into the lead. Austin back to the bottom. Noah Carpenter made up a ton of ground. If they get side by side for too long, Noah Carpenter may reel him in. He's only 3 seconds back. 2 laps to go. Who's it going to be? Austin deep in on the high side. Cuts down and gets the run. Back on throttle. Austin dives it back to the bottom in 3. Out of turn 4, it's a drag race to the white flag. At the line, it is Jonathan Bronson. Austin leads him into 1. Pulls it down to the bottom. Bronson has one more shot at it in turn 3. Austin doing everything he can to break the draft and defend his position. Oh, Bronson gets into his bumper. Bronson rattles his cage in turn 3, and Jonathan Bronson will win at the Milwaukee Mile. Austin Edwards comes home in 2nd. Noah Carpenter in 3rd. Will Austin go give him a little bump? What a finish! 375 laps on a 1-mile flat track, and the win comes down to a last turn bump and run. Austin Edwards will come home in 2nd, though, and extend his points lead. Noah Carpenter comes home in 3rd. Another podium finish for Carpenter. Matt Barrett comes home in 4th. Alex Krapser in 5th. Waiting for our top 3 to hit pit road. Joe Campbell coming to congratulate his teammate. Just waiting on our top 3 to get in. While we're waiting, don't forget to come back next Tuesday night as XCAL returns to Bristol. You thought this finish was wild. Wait till you see that one. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow night. The Nowski Nation Cup Series is back. Let's talk to our top 3, starting with Noah Carpenter. Noah, did you have them covered if the caution doesn't come out?
Yeah, I felt like we had that race pretty locked up by a good margin there if that caution didn't come out. It's a little annoying, felt like that shouldn't have been a caution. I mean, there was just one car parked on the inside, but I didn't make the calls in the XCAL Web Shop Racing Series, so we'll move on to next week.
Man, you have had an awesome season so far. That team has given you a good car. You've managed to run that car exceedingly well, and just an awesome season and another podium finish.
Yeah, it's been a really good start to the season. I mean, I feel like I've gone on podium in almost every race this season. Just need to catch up to Austin. He's winning all these races.
Well, man, congratulations. That was an awesome run. Before I let you go, any team or sponsors you'd like to thank?
Got to give a big thank you to Joe and Danielle for putting me in this ride. Wouldn't be here without them. GP Land for sponsoring us. The web shop for putting this on. Just everybody on JNS.
Mark just chimed in. It looks like you have to have a red car to get a podium finish.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Well, I would stick with the red car, buddy, and great job tonight.
Thank you.
Austin Edwards comes home in second. This ought to be interesting. Austin, that last 5 laps, things got very exciting very quickly.
Man, Doug, that was a pretty anticlimactic race for the first, 300 so laps, and then it all heated up from there. But no, it got wild there at the end. It was a cool little bump and run there at the end too. That'd be fun to watch.
It was definitely fun to watch for us. I have to say, man, that was quite a battle you guys had, swapping positions at each end of the track. And honestly, you guys, when you were side by side coming to the line, it was anybody's. If you had stayed side by side, there was no clear winner on that.
Oh, absolutely, Doug. You know, Bronson put together a really good race all the way up to the end there, and him and I were on an identical fuel strategy there. You know, we came out of the pits at the same time, and I played the smart move of getting behind his draft, so he had to save a little more than I did. And even when we were side by side, he was clutching into the corners, saving despite the moves he was making. So, you know, Bronson did one hell of a job, and you know, when you throw a block like that into turn 3 on the last lap, you can't expect nothing less than to get a bumper. So, you know, unfortunately, my timing wasn't completely right, and he did everything he was supposed to, and he picked up the win. So, at the end of the day, still a really fun ending there, and a good points day for us, and keep cracking out the championship.
Oh, man, another great race. Any team or sponsors you want to thank, buddy?
Well, I do got to give one last shout out to Moonlight Speed Concepts, as this is going to be our last race with these guys before we make a switch to whatever our cars are going to look like next. As always, a big thank you to PD for letting me wheel us 18 every week and going for the championship here. Big thank you to everybody at XCAL, all you guys here at the broadcast booth, and we're ready for some short track racing next week.
All right, buddy. Congratulations, an awesome finish.
Thank you, Doug.
And let's see if Jonathan Bronson's mic is working now. Bronson, you got the win with last lap rattling his cage. Great job. How do you... First off, on that last lap, did you know you were going to give him the bump and run?
I mean, only if he was going to block me. And he did. And so I wasn't about to lose that one to Austin, of course. I couldn't let him get another one, but I didn't mean to hit him as hard as I did. That might have been a little overkill.
Please tell me that when you guys were in the green room post-race, you told him you didn't mean to hit him that hard, you just meant to rattle his cage.
Well, I didn't tell him anything. I couldn't talk. But I told him in the race.
Man, that was probably one of the best passes of the season. And you guys, that last 5 laps, you knew something had to happen. You guys were extremely even.
I was barely cutting it on fuel. Like, I ran out right before I was coming to the line, and coming to 5 to go, he passed me, and he quit clutching in. I was like, oh man, he's good on fuel. So I had to like kind of start blocking it a little bit, and then he got the best of me going into the last lap. But as soon I wasn't gonna move him until he came down to block, and then I was like, oh, it's fair game now.
Well, man, I have to say, the best finish of the season so far, and after 300 plus laps of pretty tame racing, that last 5, you guys put on one heck of a show.
Yeah, the 320 before that were a little long, but the last 5 were good.
Man, great job, a great win, a hard-fought and well-deserved win. Any team or sponsors you want to thank?
Well, I want to thank all the guys at Fastlane, of course, especially Jeff Edgar, Colgan Enterprises, the Tri-Cooler crew, JT Mobile, and pretty much all of XCAL and the web shop for bringing in the funds to put on these events. And Aaron, of course.
Well, man, congratulations. That was a hard-fought, well-earned, well-deserved win, and a pass that we will not forget, and I'm sure Austin's not going to forget anytime soon.
Oh, no, not when he's behind me, at least.
Great job tonight, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Holy cow, Jonathan Bronson gets the win on the last lap in the last turn, rattles his cage, and takes the win. Austin Edwards continues to extend his points lead, though, and what an awesome night of racing we had. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night as the Nowski Nation will be back out on track. Next Tuesday night, we'll be back at Bristol, and a lot of great racing between now and then. Make sure you're following on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. Don't forget to check out our series sponsor, the XCAL Racing web shop, xcalracing.com/shop. And if you want to sponsor XCAL, go to xcalracing.com. You can find everything you could want and more. What an awesome night. What an epic finish. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did. Y'all have a great night.